Hi everyone, it's Simmer Hills. I'm back in Willow Creek and this time I am doing a renovation on the Movers and Shakers gym. I just thought I didn't really like the exterior of this building. I did like the fact it looked like two buildings merged together. So maybe it's been knocked through. Originally it was two different buildings, it's been knocked through to create the gym. But I didn't like the colour combinations, didn't like all the red on the outside. I just thought it looked a little bit tacky. So I wanted to give it a bit of a modern update. I did raise it up just to match the library. I thought maybe buildings along this row would all have the same kind of foundations. So I'm going to do that with the building next door as well, raise it up just so that they're all uniform in terms of they've all got the foundations. So I wanted that to be standard across the whole row. And then I changed the colour of the outside, although I keep the shape pretty much the same. I have changed the downstairs into an outdoor balcony, so I got rid of those walls and just made a little balcony to match the upstairs. And then I add an extension to the back because I did want a swimming pool in this gym. So this gym, originally it was just a standard gym, but I've changed it into, it's still classified as a gym because it could have been either. It could have been a gym or a spa, but I have kept it as a gym, but it's got enough there. It meets the requirements for a spa as well. So it's a gym and a spa, but it's up to you. If you wanted to change it and be a spa, you could still have the gym equipment, but I've kept it as a gym anyway. And then and then I've added a swimming pool as well because I think a lot of gyms have got swimming pools, so I wanted to add that extension at the back just so that we could have a swimming pool. So the layout's changed quite a bit from the original one. When you walk in, there's quite a big open reception area, and then we've got a couple of changing rooms, so we've got a male and female split for the changing rooms, and then there's a spa room downstairs and the swimming pool at the back of the building. And then upstairs we've got the gym and like a yoga studio or a fitness class studio. So yeah, they've all got the defined areas now. I realise the front of the building does look a little bit cluttered with all the windows, but because there's no windows down the side of the building, I did want to get as much light going in as I could from the front of the building. So with the doors and the windows, there's plenty of light going in, even without windows down the side of the building. So hopefully it doesn't look too bad. Hopefully. And I know there's a lot of doors as well, but because of all the balconies, I did want them to be usable, not just an empty decoration space. But if you don't particularly want to use the balconies, you could maybe remove one of the doors and just change it for a window. I wanted to do something a little bit more modern with the back, so I decided to go with this wavy pattern with the windows. I do try a few different styles, but I came back to that. I just thought it looked, because it's like a new addition to the building. I thought it was nice to have a contrast, and you've got the complete modern side at the back of the building, and it contrasts with the front. So the roof I've kept pretty much similar to how it was. I've just raised one up with platforms rather than having two different fencing styles, and then just done a shorter fence, so you've got the contrast in the roof sizes as well. And then I've added some vents to the swimming pool area just to make it a bit more realistic. The window placement upstairs is a little bit annoying because it's where the room is. It's not quite central for the windows, so that was a little bit of a bugbear, but I managed to work around it. I did some curtains on the inside so it's not as noticeable, but it was one of those where if you like things symmetrical, it just really gets on your nerves. So I had to cover it up on the inside, but it looks fine from the outside, so it's okay because it's covered up, so you won't see it. If symmetry bothers you, if it's not symmetrical, then I've covered it up. So you won't have to get annoyed by it. This is the swimming pool area. It does become quite dark. I've got a few black walls. I think I do lighten it up nearer the end, and also I do download some gallery art that's got like pool rules, because I thought when you go to the pool you always have like pool rules and some safety notices. So I had a look for something like, I think I just searched for rooms and swimming, and I managed to find these posters, which I'm really grateful for. So I will add the creator of the posters in the comments or in the information below the video if you want to check that out and download them yourself. But it's great to have the because gallery artwork is classed as no custom content. Anybody can download it. So even if you're on console, you can download these builds with the gallery art as well. So it is a good way to get different artwork into your game, and just makes it look a bit different to the standard pictures that we've got. And we don't really have that much variety considering how old the game is now. I think we could do with a few more wall decorations, especially things like signage and stuff. I know we got some recently, but I think some more signage would be really good, especially for businesses and things like that. I just don't think there's enough in the game. So gallery artwork does save you when you can't find what you need in the game. So yeah, as you can see, the changing rooms are very bright. I've gone with a bright yellow. I just thought, why not? Let's have a little bit of fun with this one. So the shower rooms are very bright, but you wouldn't be in them for very long anyway, so I think that's okay. This becomes the yoga or fitness studio. So we get a yoga instructor mat and then some mats for whoever joins in. There's some like towel racks at the back of the room, and also a couple of seating bits. So if people are waiting to join or things like that, then there's some seating blocks there as well. So I've tried to think of what would be in a yoga studio. I think a lot of them are quite plain, and in the Sims you don't want things to look really boring, so you want to add things that add a bit of visual interest when you're creating these rooms. So I have tried to add things that just make the room stand out a little bit. I've put a couple of the meditation, they're not like chairs, but they're like little cushions that go on the floor. So I've put a couple of those in as well. And some of this wall decoration does get changed because I know it's a bit repetitive at the moment. But I was just trying to place things so that I knew where I wanted things in the room. As you can see, you can't see it now, but the picture was not in the middle of the two windows, which was really bugging me. So that's why I had to add something just to cover those up a little bit, so it looks a little bit more symmetrical. This area becomes a gym and a little coffee area as well. I wanted somewhere where when Sims have finished the workout, they can go and sit down and chat. One good thing that I've noticed, and I think it is a big improvement, is when I was playtesting this, a lot more Sims were coming to the community lot, and it looked quite full, which if you'd have known Sims from years ago, if you was playing Sims years ago, one of the things that really used to bug people was the community lots would be empty half of the time. So it's nice to see that they've done something about that, because you can definitely notice the difference. Like there is you've got that community feel, and there is definitely a noticeable improvement in how many Sims are using the community buildings. So it is nice to see. I mean, I know a lot of people do whinge about things in the Sims, but I think we also need to praise things when they're going well, and things like that where they've made sure community lots are being used. I think that is a big improvement compared to where the game started. And you know, you'd go to a lot and there'd maybe be one Sim there, two Sims there at the most. There was quite a good selection of people that visited the gym when I was testing it, and in all different parts of the gym as well. It wasn't just one of the rooms that was being used, it was all different parts. The yoga studio, the spa area, the swimming pool and the gym. So I thought it was really good that it was all being used, and yeah, it was nice to see. So just a bit of positivity for the game. So we're getting on to the kind of the spa area of the build. Sorry if you can hear a lot of banging or drilling. We've got our kitchen's been replaced at the moment, so if it is noisy, I do apologise. There is work going on in the house at the moment, but hopefully it's not too distracting or too loud if you can hear it. But yeah, back to the build. The spa area is one of my favourite. Like, I love the spa day pack. I just think there's so many nice items in it, and you can make such nice areas with it as well. So I remember building a couple of spas when it first came out, and I just love the items. I would love to see the units with some different worktops, so especially with the lighter wood, maybe have the dark worktop, because there's a light wood that I love, but I don't like the worktop that goes with it. So I would like to see more varieties of worktops with each colour. I know it's more work, but I just think it would give us so many more options if you had the different worktops and not the worktops just being selected to one colour. Because the light wood with the dark wood top, it just looks really awful. It looks like a 70s kind of unit, whereas if it had the black worktop, it would look a lot more modern, or even a white worktop. Or yeah, I just think the worktops with this unit could do with a bit of a refresh, and then would have more choices. And this, I really like this surface as well, the worktop, the kitchen surfaces. I think it's one of the better ones in the game, actually. So yeah, I would love to see it in some different colours, just so you don't have like that 70s feel. And I really do like the light wood. I just can't use it because of the worktop. So it's a shame, because I just think it's a simple fix as well to get that extra worktop colour for something that's already been created. It would be nice to have some different colours on that. But yeah, it's just a little whinge. It's not even really a whinge, it's just something I would like to see, but I don't suppose they're gonna change it this far into the game. So yeah, I've added loads of little clutter pieces in here. Like, I think if you go to the spa and you're getting a massage, you'd have a robe, so I've put those in there. Loads of candles, bit of mood lighting in here, to really try and make it seem somewhere where your Sims can come and relax. And I think it just, it's got that really nice, like, calming feel about this room. So I do like this one. But yeah, let me know what you think. There you go. I was trying to get that light wood, because I think a lot of the light wood pieces are really nice, but I just don't like the worktop that goes with it. It just, yeah. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I was trying I wanted a tiled, like a gym flooring where it's bumpy so you don't slip on it. I did want that, but the one that we've got in the game, you can't really see the bumps unless you're really close up to it, and especially with these lights, you just can't see them, and I just thought it looked too bright, so I ended up just sticking to a wood flooring throughout for the gym. I thought it was okay. I would have preferred like a proper gym flooring, but I thought the wood worked okay, so I just went with that in the end. I've stuck, I think all of the workout equipment is from Spa Day. I didn't mix any of that up. I just thought, I think if you go to a gym, you want a cohesive look of equipment, so I went with one style for that, and even added the boxing things as well, the punch bags. Onto the swimming pool, and I've definitely made some design choices that not everybody would probably go for. I really wanted a lifeguard chair, but we don't have that in the Sims, so I sized up a bar stool. If it's not something you'd like in the game, you could just remove that. but I wanted it to be as realistic as possible, and I thought a public swimming pool would always have a lifeguard chair. I was thinking of using the steps, the diving board, another one of those in different colour, but it wouldn't let me place it near the wall, so I couldn't do that. So I just thought the next best thing was a bar stool, and the one I used I thought was the nearest kind of looking one to a lifeguard chair that I could find, so I just went with that. But I understand it might not be to everyone's taste, so if you do want to download this build and you don't want that, just delete that when you go when you load it into your game. If you do want to download it, I should mention my Sims gallery name is just the same as on here, so it's just Simmer Hills, and it is on there if you do want to download this and use it in your game. If you do like this video, please give it a like, and hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss any future videos as well. But yeah, how do you think this build's going? The swimming pools, I do quite enjoy decorating the swimming pools. I love using these flower patterns as well. I think they just add a bit of luxury look to the swimming pool. And then I think this one, obviously the walls are quite dark at the minute, but a couple extra features get added to it, which I think brightens it up. I have used some of these new signage things just to make it seem a bit more realistic as well. I do end up removing that sign that I've just placed there. It's a no shoes one. I wanted it to only be effective in the pool, but it affects the Sims as soon as they come onto the lot, which is not what you want in a community lot. So I did end up removing that sign before I've uploaded it to the gallery, but I just thought I'd mention it because yeah, it wasn't working how I wanted it to work, which was take your shoes off as you go through to the pool. But yeah, I was obviously not thinking properly, but I did want it, but it didn't really work. So these are the signs I've got. As I say, I will have a look to see who uploaded those to the gallery, and I will drop their name below. So if you do want to download these, you can have them in your game as well. But I do appreciate simmers who create these posters that we can all use in our game. It just adds to the realism for me, and that's what I like creating. I like something that looks realistic. I've added these bubble things, what are they called? I don't know, like a bubble display. I think they look really nice. They just it just makes it look like a really nice place that you'd want to go and relax. So I really like this little pool area. And I also added a little toddler pool. I'm not sure if Sims do bring their toddlers to the gym, but if they do, there's a little place for the toddlers to have a splash about as well. I just changed the front desk to an actual front desk rather than a bar. And add a couple of like water bottles, because like if you go to the gym, you can usually buy their brand of water bottles and things like that. I've added a couple of those because I just thought it's something that you would find at the gym. They've got their own branded things for sale. So there's a couple of things on the counter that I've imagined that people can just buy. They're available for customers to just come and buy when they come in. But yeah, we're kind of getting there. It's taking shape, this build. I can't remember how long this one took. Maybe 3 hours, something like that, something similar to that. So it did take a little while, this build, but I do like the overall look of this one. It's definitely my kind of style. It's not too cluttered, but not minimalist either. So I like a little bit of detailing, but not too cluttered. And I think this one's just about right for how much clutter I like. So I've added different bits all over the place. So I've added like magazines there where your Sims are waiting to go through to the spa room. It's a little relaxing area. And then there's some products like protein shakes or things like that I'm imagining people could buy from the reception. and I just added some lights to brighten that area up. Added speakers for music for the yoga classes and some decoration, but this is where you'll see you really can notice the offset of the windows. So I do add a couple of curtains just so you can't notice it as much. Once the curtains are in, it's not an issue anymore. But yeah, these posters, I added these circles to make it fit with the branding, because that circle branding is all over the building, so I added it on the posters as well to make it look like it's been branded. It's a design choice. It might not be for everyone, and if you do want to get rid of those, it's easy to remove them, but I just thought I added something a bit different to it, and just added a contrasting path, which I think matches the building, because obviously you've got the black and the doors have got the goldish trim, like a rusty trim. So I think the edging on the path just goes with that quite nicely. Obviously you can't have fences that go right up to the edge of the lot, so using different items you can get that same kind of thing, but yeah, it doesn't work with fences, unfortunately, because otherwise I could have probably got a colour that matches the other fencing better. But I quite like that contrasting look anyway. It's something that just fits with the rest of the build. But yeah, now it's just a kind of adding finishing touches everywhere, trying to make it look a bit colourful, a little bit luxe. I think it doesn't look like your cheapest gym. It looks like quite a luxurious one, so I added a few luxurious touches throughout the build and just tried to make it look as realistic as I could as well. So these high walls are really annoying when you're trying to decorate smaller rooms such as toilets or bathrooms. It's so hard to see in them when it's tall walls, but I did want to keep that because I think the original build was the taller walls, so I did decide to keep that. And it's only really in the toilet room where it becomes annoying, because it's just such a small room. In the rest of the rooms I think it looks fine. And as you can see, I tried loads of different chairs, but I really did want to keep the lifeguard chair, but I did try loads of different ones, and that was the best, the one that looked the best, so I ended up sticking with that. So yeah, we're coming to the end of the builds. Please let me know what you thought of this one. I know I've had quite a few builds up this week, but hopefully you've liked these. These are ones I was creating while I wasn't very well, so hopefully they don't reflect how ill I was. But yeah, I enjoyed this one. I quite enjoy doing the community lots. They're a bit of fun because you use items that you wouldn't use in normal builds. So it's quite nice to use some different items that you don't use in all of your builds, and just creating something that loads of different Sims are going to be able to come and use. So I do enjoy doing the community lots, and had a bit of fun with it. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you've got any ideas for any builds that you would like me to try, or any builds that you want to see refreshed, leave those ideas in the comments. I have taken on one of the comments already in one of my previous builds where I did the hospital refresh. So I'm always open to ideas, and you know, sometimes it's nice to go to builds that I've not looked at in a while and just fresh pair of eyes. Sometimes you get some different ideas. So yeah, I do appreciate everyone's input, and yeah, if you have enjoyed this, please do subscribe. It's really appreciated. So I'll see you in the next build. My next build will be a Planet Zoo build, which I've already started, so I'll get that uploaded as soon as I can, but something a bit different again. Trying to mix it up between the two games at the moment, and I'm looking forward to I know there's a Paralives update later today, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that's about, because I like to keep my eye on all the different games. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there, but I hope you enjoyed this, and take care everyone. Have a good week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.